Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Sebastian, a medical student from Australia, and today I'll be sharing my YouTube journey, the lessons that I've learned, and some of the things that I've taken away in the 14 months that I've been on the platform. So a lot of you guys have been asking me questions about how I should go about starting my own channel, what are some tips that can help me grow, and generally how I can make videos that I enjoy and that an audience of mine can enjoy. And I'm gonna share some of the tips for you today, but before we get into that, I just wanna share a bit of my history on YouTube. So I started in September 2019. So I've been on the platform for about 13 or 14 months now, and I've been really enjoying it. It's been so much fun, and I went into it with the mindset that if I get 1,000 subscribers in a year, I'll be over the moon. I just wanted some slow progress, and I never expected it to get the traction that it has, so super thankful and super grateful for everybody that's followed me along the way. So I made a video series on the interview process and how you can perform well, and then I tried doing some different type of videos. I saw online that a lot of people were doing day in the life type of videos, vlogging their experience in medical school, so I thought I'd try it myself, and it went really well. I think my first video that really got a lot of traction was 8 hours study with me, medical student edition. And I just really liked the process. I got really drawn to the video editing, the filming, creating a story. It was just a lot of fun. And that's what I want to share with you guys today. So whether you're thinking about starting your own channel, stick around because I'll be giving you some advice on some of the lessons that I've learned in my YouTube journey and generally my approach to growing an audience and creating videos that I just really enjoy watching. Before we start, remember to take these tips with a grain of salt. I am by no means the guru on this, and this is not a definitive YouTube guide. There's plenty of other channels that make a lot of better videos on this topic, but I just want to share some of the things that worked for me and keep the process fun and refreshing. Tip number 1, ask yourself why. You need to ask yourself why from day one. If you don't have a clear vision for your channel or have no clear reason of why you want to do and make videos, then it's going to be really hard to keep motivated in the long term. For example, if I just went into it that I'm going to make some videos, I'm not sure what the topic's going to be, I'm just going to record myself, I'm going to vlog my day, there's no clear agenda, there's no clear final vision, final goal, what you're going to find is that not many people are going to watch your videos at the start. You're going to get a bit disillusioned by the numbers and it just won't be interesting. If you have meaning or a goal or just something that you want to get out of it, that's going to keep you going, especially when the numbers aren't there. And so writing a clear goal before you start anything is the first step to making sure that you'll be consistent and you'll stay motivated when it comes to your channel. And following along with this, don't expect people to be watching from day one. And I'm not trying to be negative by saying this. It's just that people go into this mindset that they've hyped themselves up, they've put a lot of work into a new video, getting the equipment, doing the filming, putting some new animations, getting familiar with their video editing software, and then when they go to actually render the video and then put it on YouTube and click publish, no one really watches it. It's been up there for a week and you got 10 views, and the 10 views are just yourself pressing refresh button on YouTube. And for me, my first video, I think I got about 50 to 100 views in the first week, but that was pretty much all from myself, some of the friends that I shared it with, and some of my family. Not a lot of organic growth came about my first video. And that's to be expected because YouTube favors people that stick around, creators that keep putting out content, that create multiple types of videos and have a channel that when a viewer comes to your channel, they'll have multiple videos that will actually be interesting to them. So if you go into it with a realistic mindset, it'll prevent you from feeling disillusionment, especially in those early stages when you're not getting a lot of viewership. Find your niche and do your research. So this sort of follows along from the first tip about having a vision. You need to have a clear niche. You need, whether it be vlogging, whether it be cooking, sporting, gaming, you just have to make sure that it's something that interests you. So for me, my niche, apparently what YouTube tells me, is medical schools and study tips. And generally I wanted to help students on their journey to med school. What you find, and one of the good things about having a niche, is that people are gonna stick around. They really enjoy that type of content. If you have your topic too broad, what you'll find is that people might watch 1 or 2 of your videos, but they won't stick along for your other videos because it's out of their interest area. And once that's done, you really wanna do your research. You want to start looking at what other people in that niche are doing well. What type of videos are popular, some of the topics that they're talking about, what makes them interesting compared to other creators. And I'm not saying to directly copy other creators, but to look at them for inspiration. And before I started my own YouTube channel, there were a bunch of creators that I used to watch, which would give me inspiration for my own videos. And these were people like Ali Abdal, Karma Medic, Anas Noor Ali. I really enjoyed their videos and they were just really creative in the way that they told their story and provided their information. And so by looking at creators that produce videos that you enjoy, take some inspiration from them. Look at what they do well. What are the techniques that really engaged and brought in the audience? And try apply it to your own videos. So if you like some of mine, try apply some of the techniques that maybe I use to your own videos, and hopefully they help in terms of creating an engaged audience, making it a fun and informative viewing experience. Tip number 4, make videos you enjoy and would watch yourself. So if there's anything you take away from this video, it has to be this point, because when I'm making a video, I want to be able to look back on it, watch it and be like, that was cool, that was fun, I enjoyed that. Or my views were very different to what I think now, or that was really interesting and good advice. If you're not happy with the things that you're publishing, I don't think you should be publishing it in the first place. So sometimes when I'm taking a break from YouTube, and that might be because of exams, that might be because I'm just really busy with med school, but sometimes it's just because I didn't have a really compelling video idea that week and I didn't really feel like filming. So I think with any work you do when it comes to YouTube, it needs to be something that you'll enjoy, because if it isn't, the process will slowly turn into something that feels like work instead of being a fun activity that you look forward to doing. Don't do it alone. While most of the work with your YouTube channel will come from your own drive and your own work ethic and your own time, but you got to remember that you have resources available to you, and that's in the form of your friends, your colleagues, your family. And I'm not meaning that they're going to go out and help you film. What I'm saying is that they're going to give you constructive criticism and feedback when it comes to your videos and when it comes to the content that you produce. By getting a second opinion, that's really going to help you form what works well with certain types of audiences and what doesn't. With me creating medical related content, when I talk to my non-medical friends, they might not be as engaged in the type of content that I produce, and that's just the nature of my niche. But sometimes by hearing from them about what they thought was interesting from someone that's not in the field, that's going to help pinpoint what type of things that I should be doing to improve for next time. So when it comes to framing and drafting your videos, creating ideas for potential new content, it's always important to get a second opinion to make sure that you're on the right track, because sometimes it's really easy to get tunnel vision to what you think should be done, what you think is correct, and what you think looks good, but in reality it's not as good as it initially seems. And that's the same with anything, whether it be writing an essay, whether it be blogging. It's always good to make sure that you get a second opinion so that you can reformulate and sharpen your content. Tip number 6, invest for the future. And when I say invest, I mean invest into your channel. If this is something that you're committed about doing, a passion project, a hobby, maybe a pseudo job that you really enjoy, then I'd suggest making sure that you invest in camera equipment, in lighting equipment, making sure that you're using a video editing program that removes the friction from getting your videos published. You don't have to break the bank, but just increasing your video quality a little bit per video, that's really gonna help in terms of making everything just look more professional and keeping your viewers more engaged. Find a branding style that you like and stick to it. So I played around with a bunch of different things when it came to the text that was on my screen, the thumbnails that I used, and generally how I designed my channel in terms of the channel art and what my thumbnails look like. And I think you want to be consistent with this, because if you're consistent, then people will be able to look at a thumbnail and know that, oh, that's actually Sebastian Pirie's video, or oh, that's a video from one of my favorite creators. And it'll make sure that there's uniformity in what you do, and it'll make you more easily recognizable. And thumbnails is one of the biggest things on YouTube, because it's the billboard that says watch my video compared to all these other 8 videos that have been recommended. So whether you're going for more of a minimalistic vibe or a more cartoony, vibrant vibe, whatever it is, just make sure that it's the same and make sure that it's something that's easily recognizable, that they can be like, that's the creator that I like to watch. Tip number 8, be consistent. So this one's pretty self-explanatory, but you need to be consistent when it comes to uploading, scheduling your videos, whether you do it weekly, fortnightly, monthly, or twice a week, as long as you're having a consistent flow of videos that people are gonna be able to watch. And before you guys say that, hey Seb, it was a month ago when you released your last video, yes, I know, I fall trap to this. It's hard to stay consistent, and I commend all those creators who are able to put good quality videos out once a week. So for me, I had a little bit of a break because of exams, and I just wanted to make sure that I perform well for those. But when you're starting out, try not to fall into the trap that when you make a new video, you're getting excited, you've made 3 or 4 videos, of publishing them straight away without too much thought. It's important to consider the long-term outcome, and sometimes it's better to spread those videos out over 4 weeks rather than upload 4 of them in 1 week and then have 3 weeks with no videos. So make sure that you're consistent with your upload schedule, with your video output, and that'll really help promote your videos and grow your channel steadily over the long run. Learn, learn, learn. And when you're making videos, you need to constantly be learning and developing your craft. So what I mean by this is that when you're starting out, your videos, they're probably not going to be the greatest. My videos certainly weren't, and it's about slowly building up your skills and getting better every video that you publish. I'm using DaVinci Resolve for my video editing program, and I remember the first time I opened it up, I was just so confused by all the different macros, all the different keyboard shortcuts. I didn't know what all the different tabs were. And the whole thing was just a confusing mess. But I feel that in the last year, by constantly making videos, it's just become a lot more streamlined, a lot quicker, a lot easier, and I can make videos better without putting as much work, just because I've been able to learn and develop the craft. So what I'm saying is that every video that you publish, try to implement 1 or 2 new skills, 1 or 2 new different things in the video that's really gonna grab your attention. So that could be just putting text on the screen. That could be putting a different video animation. That could be trying a different transition, using B-rolls instead of just having a talking head clip, learning how to make the text right on, learning how to time your video clips to the music beat. And this is the same when it comes to studying and learning anything, is that in the moment, it won't feel like you're really getting anywhere. You're just walking for the sake of walking. But it's not until 3 months or 6 months have passed, and then you look back and you're like, wow, I have really improved. And so that's the same with YouTube. I look back onto my very first video, which I'm sure some of you guys have seen. Even my talking and my intonation, the way I presented myself, it just felt very rigid, it felt very clunky. And I'd like to think that I've got better since then, both in my talking capacity and my video editing. And so what you'll find is that if you keep doing it, and as long as you're constantly challenging yourself to learn a new skill every time, that's what's gonna help you boost your video quality with every new video, so that viewers are more likely to come and stay onto your channel. And finally, tying in all the tips that we've talked about, you need to make videos for the right reasons. Provide free value and expect nothing in return. So whether that value come in the form of education or entertainment, you gotta remember that you're not getting anything from doing this. For me, this whole YouTube thing is still a hobby. It's still a project that I have a lot of fun with. I don't look at it as a job, and if it ever became tiring or if it ever became monotonous, I would stop doing it. So don't go into it with the mindset that you're gonna make money out of it, that you're gonna get famous off of it. You gotta just create value for people that people want to watch, that people are going to be interested in. It'll take a very long time before you get rewarded for your efforts. It's all about laying down the groundwork, putting in the hours to research how to make this whole YouTube thing work, putting in the time to video edit, to film, to script. All of that's going to pay off as long as you're consistent and as long as you're passionate about it. And whatever happens, it's all about creating a channel that you're proud of. Well, that's gonna wrap up my 1 year on YouTube, and I just wanna thank you guys again for following along, especially those who have been here since day 1. If you wanna get in touch, feel free to reach out. You can follow me on my Instagram page, I'll link somewhere here. I hope you guys found the video interesting and helpful, and if you're thinking of starting your own channel, best of luck. I can't wait to watch the videos that you guys have produced, and let me know if you had any more questions in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, this was Sebastian. Stay sharp.